I was looking at some marketing stats this morning, and it's actually kind of depressing. The cost of ads on Facebook is climbing, reach on Instagram is practically non existent, unless you're dancing on camera, and LinkedIn, well, LinkedIn is just a wall of people congratulating themselves. It feels like the era of free traffic is dead and buried.
It certainly feels that way if you're looking in the rearview mirror. Everyone is fighting over the same scraps on the same three platforms. But here's the thing. While everyone is complaining about the death of organic reach, there is this massive, chaotic, incredibly wealthy ecosystem that most marketers are absolutely terrified to touch.
Let me guess. You're talking about the front page of the internet.
Exactly, Reddit. It is the third most visited website in America, yet it's treated like a radioactive zone by businesses. And that fear? That is exactly why it's the biggest opportunity in 2026.
But isn't that fear justified? I mean, the stereotype exists for a reason. You go onto Reddit, you try to sell your product, and the community absolutely roasts you. They smell a salesperson from a mile away. It's brutal.
It is brutal, but only if you play by the old rules. If you walk in there acting like a billboard, you get torn down. But here's the shift we're seeing. The smartest players aren't trying to sell to Reddit anymore. They're using AI to become part of the conversation. And not just any AI. We're talking about systems designed specifically to navigate that unique, hostile, high-value culture.
So instead of shouting, buy my stuff, they're blending in.
Precisely. Imagine a tool that doesn't just write copy, but analyzes what is already working in a specific niche, say a subreddit about SaaS startups or fitness, and then reverse engineers the tone, the structure, and the emotional hooks. It's not just generating text, it's cloning the DNA of a viral post.
That sounds incredibly powerful, but also a little manipulative, or maybe just highly strategic. How does that actually work in practice?
Think of it like a masterclass in mimicry. Let's say you see a post that got 1,000 upvotes. It had a certain vulnerability to it, maybe a specific way of framing a problem. This new wave of software, let's call it the Reddify AI approach, allows you to feed those successful URLs into the system. The AI studies them and says, okay, I see the pattern, I see why people clicked. Then, it writes a new post for your product that follows that exact same psychological blueprint.
So it's taking the guesswork out of being interesting.
It's removing the writer's block and the cultural barrier. And the results are wild. We've seen case studies of SaaS founders who were burning $4,000 a month on Facebook ads just to break even. They switched to this AI-driven Reddit strategy, and within 2 weeks, they had hundreds of leads without spending a single dollar on ad spend.
Zero ad spend?
Zero. Because on Reddit, you don't pay for impressions, you earn them with relevance. And if the AI ensures you're relevant, the algorithm does the rest.
Okay, but let's talk about the audience. Because I think a lot of people assume Reddit is just teenagers sharing memes or arguing about video games. Is there actual money there?
That is the biggest misconception in digital marketing right now. The data shows the average household income of a Reddit user is over $75,000. These aren't broke kids. These are decision makers, early adopters, developers, and people actively looking for solutions. When someone goes to TikTok, they want to be entertained. When someone goes to Reddit, they are often in research mode. They have a problem, and they are hunting for an answer.
That's a crucial distinction. Intent versus distraction.
Exactly. And that's why the conversion rates are so high. But there's a missing link. Even if you write a great post and it goes viral, how do you actually get the money? You can't just spam your link in the post. The moderators will ban you.
Right? That's the trap. You get the attention, but you can't harvest the crop.
Until now. The breakthrough feature in these new AI tools is the Auto DM. This is the game changer. Imagine you post a valuable story about how you solved a problem. People in the comments say, "Wow, this is great. How did you do it?" Or, "Can I see the guide?"
And usually, you'd have to sit there refreshing the page, replying to every single person manually.
which takes hours. And if you're sleeping, you miss the lead. But this system automates it. The second someone comments, the AI detects the intent and instantly shoots them a direct message with your lead magnet, your link, or your offer. It's striking while the iron is hot, 24/7.
So you could be asleep or on vacation, and your post is hitting the front page, comments are rolling in, and the bot is sliding into DMs closing deals.
That's the dream, right? Making money while you sleep is such a cliche, but in this specific instance, it's mechanically true. There's a story of an indie app developer. Let's call him Raj. He launched a productivity app. Zero budget, zero followers.
The classic crickets launch.
Usually, yes. But he used this AI system. He took a template that was proven to work, posted to 5 relevant subreddits, and woke up to 8,000 visitors in 48 hours. But more importantly, the auto DM feature converted those commenters into beta testers. He got 300 signups in a weekend. You can't buy that kind of speed on Facebook without a massive budget.
That's incredible traction. But it brings up a question about content volume. To get that kind of reach, do you need to be posting 10 times a day? Because that sounds exhausting.
On Twitter or Instagram? Yes. You're on a hamster wheel. If you stop posting, you disappear. Reddit is different. It's not about volume, it's about longevity. A good Reddit post can stay on the front page of a community for days. However, the AI tools now allow you to manage multiple agents or personas.
Wait, explain that. What do you mean by agents?
Well, you don't want to sound the same in every community. If you're posting in a crypto forum, you need to sound like a crypto native. If you're in a fitness forum, you need a different tone. The software lets you build unlimited AI agents. One writes like a tech founder, one writes like a gym rat. You're essentially building a digital marketing team where each employee is a specialist in a different niche.
That is fascinating. It's like having a team of ventriloquists.
And it solves the scale problem. You can run campaigns across 10 different subreddits simultaneously. The dashboard tracks everything: comments, DMs sent, leads captured. You're not tab switching between 50 windows wondering which post worked. It's all aggregated.
I want to pivot slightly to the business model here, because not everyone listening has a SaaS product or an app. What if you're just a marketer looking for an opportunity? Is this only for product owners?
That's the beauty of it. It's actually creating a new service economy. We're seeing agencies pop up that do nothing but Reddit lead gen. There's a case of an agency owner who started offering this to her clients. She charges $2,500 a month per client to manage their Reddit strategy.
2,500 a month for posting on Reddit?
For generating leads on Reddit. Remember, clients don't care about the platform, they care about the result. She's getting them 60 to 100 high-quality leads a month. The software does the heavy lifting, finding the subreddits, writing the content, sending the DMs, and she spends maybe 2 hours on strategy. It's massive arbitrage.
That's a huge margin. And I suppose for people who don't have clients yet, or don't have a product, there's an affiliate angle too?
Huge. Some of these platforms come preloaded with high-ticket offers. So let's say you have the tool but nothing to sell. The system says, here is a proven offer that pays $500 commission. Here is the script to sell it. Here is the post to promote it. You're essentially getting a business in a box. You capture the lead, hand them the offer, and keep the commission.
It sounds almost too easy, which makes me skeptical. What's the catch? Why isn't everyone doing this?
The catch is the window of opportunity. Right now, we are in the Wild West phase. Most marketers are still scared of Reddit. They think it's too complicated. They're lazy. They'd rather just pay Zuckerberg another $500 and hope for the best.
So the barrier to entry is psychological.
Exactly. You're competing with maybe 10 other people in your niche on Reddit versus 10,000 on Instagram. But that won't last. As these AI tools become more mainstream, the noise level will rise. That's why the urgency is real. The people who establish their accounts, their karma, and their workflows now are the ones who will dominate in 2026.
It reminds me of the early days of Facebook ads, back when clicks were pennies.
It is exactly that moment. We are seeing a land grab, and the tools are making it so you don't even need to be an expert. You don't need to know which subreddits are best. The AI scans and finds them for you. You don't need to know how to write a hook. The AI clones a viral one. It's democratizing viral marketing.
I really like the point about cloning success. It feels like we're moving away from creativity in the traditional sense and moving toward optimization.
It's data-driven creativity. And look, for the purists, you can still edit everything. The tool gives you the draft, but you can tweak the tone, add your personality. It's not taking the human out of the loop. It's giving the human a jetpack. You go from idea to published post in 90 seconds instead of 90 minutes.
Speed is currency, especially when you're trying to test different angles.
And testing is key. You can run 5 campaigns at once. Maybe one angle bombs. Who cares? The other 4 might take off. The dashboard tells you instantly what's working. No emotion, just data.
Let's talk about the lazy factor again. The promise of generating leads without logging in manually. That feels like the ultimate goal for anyone trying to escape the 9-to-5 grind.
It is. Think about the mental load of social media, the always-on anxiety. This system allows you to decouple your time from your output. You set up the campaign on Monday, and the system executes it throughout the week. It posts at peak times, not when you're awake, but when the audience is awake.
That's a big difference. If your audience is in the US and you're in Europe, or vice versa.
Exactly. The AI handles the logistics. And honestly, for anyone sitting on the fence, looking at the price of ads, looking at the saturation of other channels, ignoring Reddit right now is a strategic error. It's the only place left where a brand new account with 0 followers can get 50,000 impressions overnight.
That's the stat that sticks with me. 0 followers to 50,000 impressions. You can't do that anywhere else.
Nowhere. On Twitter, you shout into the void. On Reddit, you step onto a stage. But you have to know what to say. And that is why this AI integration is so critical. It gives you the script for the stage.
So, as we wrap this up, let's look forward. We're heading into a world where AI is generating more and more content. Does this ruin the community aspect of Reddit? Or does it just raise the bar?
That's the philosophical question, isn't it? I think bad AI, spammy, low-effort bots will ruin things. But this technology is different because it's optimizing for engagement. It forces you to provide value because that's what gets upvoted. In a weird way, using AI to analyze what people actually like might lead to better content, not worse.
Because you're giving the people what they've already proven they want.
Exactly. But the window to be an early adopter is closing. The reseller rights and the launch discounts for these tools aren't going to be around forever. If you want to be the one selling the shovel or the one finding the gold, you have to move before the rest of the crowd figures out that Reddit isn't scary. It's profitable.
It's a fascinating shift. We've gone from avoiding the trolls to using AI to charm them.
And making a living doing it. It's the ultimate marketing hack for 2025.
Well, for everyone listening, the message is pretty clear. Don't sleep on this. The platforms you're comfortable with are getting more expensive, and the one you're ignoring is where the buyers are hiding.
They're not hiding, they're waiting. You just need the right tool to say hello.
Perfect place to end it. Thanks for breaking this down. It's certainly given me, and I'm sure our listeners, a lot to think about regarding where we spend our energy this year.
My pleasure. Go get those leads.